Hey guys, Roland and Ethan here from Accredited Restorations. Today we're going to teach you guys how to don and doff into PPE. So first things first guys, obviously we've got our box which contains our full face mask, which consists of an A1 P2 filter. So it's an organic filter. Then we've got our half face, and then we've got little bits and bobs. Obviously we put all our organic filters into a sealed Ziploc bag because they are activated. Then we've got a P6 suit, which is a 3M P6 suit. Obviously no fluids in, no fluids out. And we've got two different grades of nitrile gloves. We've got a softer, which is the black, and then we've got a more heavier duty grade, which is the blue. And of course then next we have the microfibers. We'll get into more detail later with regards to the microfiber. And then we've got our Kevlars, a pair of Kevlar gloves. Two different grades of tape. We've got a 3M masking tape, like a painter's tape, and then we've got that 100 mile an hour tape, as we refer to it, as the Gorilla tape. Then we've got our isopropyl alcohol, we've got paper towel, and then we've got our tape that's already pre-cut. And then finally we got our boots. First of all, get into our P6 suit. Generally what we would do is go into a toilet, take our main clothes off, just leave a pair of swimmers or your jocks on underneath, because obviously the body fluids, when we start sweating, it just saturates our main uniform. Then we might need to go to another job later in the day and everything's wet. So we generally will get out of our work clothes and just into a pair of jocks. And then we don into our Cat 3 boots. Important, very important here guys as well, is to get this over your boots. Guys, some guys tuck this into their boots, but no, it needs to go over the boot, and we'll explain to you later why. And obviously once we've got the P6 suit on, for training purposes we won't do it, but this has got a strip here. This strip obviously has this double-sided tape on it. And then once we've donned into it properly, we would zip that up and seal the zip in. And that's obviously when we're in these catastrophic events and we're dealing with homes that are impacted with all this bacteria, we want to make sure that we are free and safe from any bacteria entering into the suit itself. And the next step we do here is we put our full face mask on. Now, as you notice, Ethan's got some facial hair. When we put the mask on, we have to get a proper face fit, so when we actually secure and inhale through our filters, you get the actual mask sucking into the face. So just demonstrate that as well. So yep, suck it in. You can see how it sucks in, and that gives you that face fit so you don't get condensation or mist forming on the inside, because that means air is getting into the mask. That's a no-no. So we get that nicely secured. We put the hood over the top, around the ears, and nicely up there, nice and tight. And this is when you would take that strip and strip it in nicely and all the way down so that you're secured. So what we do here is obviously we've got this clip on. Generally the tech will clip that onto his neck, and we're going to put a pair of Kevlars on initially. So we're going to double glove for this training purpose. We're going to go with a slightly softer nitrile glove. It does depend on the type of work you're doing. If you're doing abrasive work and you want a heavier duty nitrile glove because of splinters and wood and timber, you want something that's going to be more abrasive. But for training purposes, we're going to basically use this. So any abrasive obstacles that you may come across during the mitigation or restoration project that you're on, this will protect you from nails and splinters and sharp edges because you've got the Kevlars on to protect you. All right, so we've basically got that on. Yep, we put that over, which is we extend the sleeves over the actual glove itself. And then as you noticed earlier, we've had these pre-cut already. So generally we'll do that, so it makes it easier once you're in this process. We're now securing this tape. For training purposes, we'll use this 3M tape. Generally, if you're going to go into an environment with lots of chemistry and bacteria, we want to seal it off, so we'd use something like that. But when you remove this tape from the actual suit, it'll tear the material. So just for training purposes, we're going to use this. You'll notice this little tag that Ethan's folded over. That's for end of the operation. We can just untie it. And then we obviously cover that up with the tape itself. You'd cover that entire strip there, which is all secured, so nothing can come in, nothing can go out. And then finally, guys, when it comes down to the boots itself, what we do here is we seal the suit to the boot itself as well. So we got nothing that can enter in through the bottom itself. And the type of tape, once again, you'd use the 100 mile an hour, a really good quality tape that won't allow anything to enter. All right, so team, that's basically your donning. Okay team, now the job's complete, the techs are gonna come out and they're gonna doff. So they're gonna get out of their PPE. So your first step is disinfect. I prefer to use the wipes, but everyone's different. We wanna make sure that we've really sanitized and cleaned the glove area. When wiping the hands down, just bear in mind, we can't see bacteria. You know, it's a living organism. So we make sure that we've given our hands a really good clean with something like a alcohol-based isopropyl alcohol, or you can use something like this, which is the disinfectant wipes. The next stage is obviously we've disinfected the hands. We're going to remove the tape. When we've got a bag down on the side here, just to throw all the rubbish away. So we like to dispose of the goods straight into a 200 bag to discard. Okay guys, now we're going to be taking our gloves off, but there's only really one way to take your glove off, so we eliminate the cross-contamination. He's literally turning the glove inside out. So all the bacteria and any potential contamination stays on the inside of the glove while it's transferring from that hand into the bin. Perfect. And then obviously now we've got the removal of the Kevlars. We basically reuse these. We will sanitize them and put them through a bacterial washing process. So once they've been taken off, we'll, obviously for training purposes, it is what it is, but generally that will go into a clean bucket, and then that will go and get washed and cleaned and sanitized before the next job. As the next step, we basically undo the zip, just enough so that you can get your hood off. Hoodie comes off, fold it backwards, release the straps on the bottom, pull that off, sit it down somewhere safe. Then we're going to peel back the suit all the way back. That's it. We'll slide it all the way down past our knees. And then we're going to step out of the boots. Perfect. We'll either put a pair of nitriles on, because there's going to be further cleaning up to do. We'll basically take the boots, the tape, discard the suit, and then that'll go into the waste. Depending on the amount of soil and rubbish you have, then you can basically tape up the bag, and that'll go away with the rest of the waste for the job. All right team, so there we have it. That's the donning and doffing process. You'll see that it's very intricate. We want to make sure that we don't get any cross-contamination from the bacteria that we're trying to remove off these damaged properties, and you want to make sure that you've got a long and healthy career ahead of you. So thanks guys.